is in my shirt? Hello, everybody. If you were around last week, then you already know I am hosting a huge giveaway courtesy of 99 Designs. 99 Designs is the world's largest platform for connecting writers with graphic designers and other creative professionals, and in this case, we're talking about book cover designers. The giveaway is officially over, which means today we're handing out the prize, and it is a big one. One lucky winner is going to receive $799 worth of credits toward a gold level book design contest over on 99 Designs, which means someone's walking away with a free book cover at the end of this video. You didn't think I was gonna announce it now, did you? Foolish mortal. I'll be announcing the winner at the end of this video. I've also got some goodies for everyone else, so win or lose, you're gonna be walking away with something awesome. First, let's talk about character agency. Character agency is a term that gets thrown around a lot, especially when discussing how to create complex, layered, multi-dimensional characters. But not a lot of people truly understand what this term means, which is where I come in. This is a topic that was requested by one of my patrons over on Patreon, LAURINE BRUDER. LAURINE is honestly one of my sweetest patrons. Every time she shows up in our writing group, I am so excited because she is smart and funny and awesome, and I love her. LAURINE wanted to know all about how to differentiate between an active and a passive character. This happens to be a topic that I get asked about a lot, so LAURINE, you're not alone. I'm going to answer the 10 questions I receive most often about character agency just for you. What is character agency? Character agency is the character's ability to make their own decisions or take direct action that affects the plot of the story. When discussing character agency, there are typically two types of characters that an author can create: an active character and a passive character. Which brings me to my next question. What is an active character? An active character is essentially a character with agency. They make decisions throughout the story, they take action, and these decisions and actions affect the plot. For example, if your character sneaks out at night to enlist in the militia that's waging war against their corrupt government, then they're being an active character. They decided on this course of action, and it's a decision that plays a role in the story. What is a passive character? A passive character is a character with no agency. They don't make their own decisions, and thus nothing they do directly affects the plot. Instead, a passive character is moved by other characters or the plot itself. For example, say your character's father enlists them in the militia waging war against the corrupt government, and the character just says, okay, I guess. This would be indicative of a passive character. They didn't make this choice, another character made it for them, and they're just going along with it. What are some misconceptions about active characters? A lot of people are under the misconception that an active character makes all the decisions in the book. This is not true, nor is it feasible. One character can't make every single decision in the book, plus it would render the rest of the cast passive. People also assume that an active character is in complete control of their life, which again is false. An active character is active because they make decisions for themselves when they can. They move the plot forward as opposed to the plot exclusively moving them. An enslaved character can be active. A character forced into an unwanted marriage can be active. A character forced to do anything or live any kind of life that they didn't want can still be an active character, provided they make decisions when they can, and those decisions move the plot. What are some misconceptions about passive characters? People hear the word passive and take it literally. They assume a passive character is shy and submissive. A passive character can be shy and submissive, but that's not what we're talking about here. A passive character is just a character who doesn't make decisions that affect the story. Instead, other characters' decisions move them forward. If you're ever confused, replace the character with an inanimate object, like a lamp. Lamps can't make their own decisions. They can't do shit unless a human being does it for them. A human can send a lamp off to a castle. A human can kiss a lamp without its consent. If you replace your character with a lamp and realize that everything that happens within the story is still feasible, though undoubtedly odd, congratulations! You've written a passive character. Can you give an example of how an active character behaves? I'm gonna use Tobias from the Savior's Champion as an example because I wrote him, so I have a pretty good understanding of him. TSC follows Tobias as he navigates the Sovereigns Tournament, a competition that completely controls his life. There are specific trials and tests that he is required to participate in. It's non-negotiable, and I'm pointing this out because a lot of stories are like this. We writers like to put our characters in shitty situations they can't control. Despite this, Tobias can still be an active character, and he does so by making the following choices. First off, he chooses to enter the tournament in the first place because doing so would give his sister a better life. The plot literally wouldn't exist if he didn't make this choice, which makes it an active move. Tobias defies the Sovereign. He throws challenges, he argues against the rules, he even chooses to protect some of his competition. This goes against the decorum of the tournament, which changes how people see him. He makes powerful friends, he makes powerful enemies, and all of this affects the plot. And of course, Tobias chooses to pursue a relationship with Layla, a woman he's not supposed to notice. This decision alone sets the entire plot into motion. Simply put, even though Tobias is not in full control of his life, he's still an active character because his decisions directly affect the plot. On the flip side, what's an example of a passive character? Instead of choosing to enter the tournament, let's say Tobias's mom enters him into the tournament on his behalf. Cause I guess she's an awful bitch. While in the tournament, Tobias follows all of the rules and regulations. He sees a test and trial, and he does as he's told. When another man is in danger, Tobias watches on the sidelines. And when Cosima is introduced as the woman these men are fighting for, Tobias accepts this. When he wins reward with Cosima and she asks to kiss him, he lets her. Because why not? She's hot. This is how the Savior's Champion would have unfolded had Tobias been a passive character. It would have essentially been a story detailing how the Sovereigns Tournament works. The reader would follow Tobias as the tournament happens to him, and he goes through the motions. That's it. Why are active characters a better choice? Pretty much anyone you ask will tell you that active characters are the superior choice because they are far more engaging. Active characters are entertaining characters. No one wants to read about a goddamn lamp. Lamps are not relatable, lamps are not interesting, and lamps are not believable. Even the most insecure, submissive people make decisions at least sometimes. I mean, hell, they wipe their own ass, don't they? I hope so. Remember, your character does not need to be type A. They don't need to control everything. They just need to make some goddamn decisions. Active characters drive the story, they're easy to sympathize with, and they read as multifaceted. Why are passive characters such an issue? Passive characters are an issue because lamps are boring as hell. No one wants to read that shit. Unfortunately, they pop up a hell of a lot more than readers care for. As writers, we want certain things to happen to our protagonist, which is fine. But it becomes a problem when every single plot point is something happening to the protagonist as opposed to the protagonist doing something for themselves. You don't want to write your characters as props. You want to write them as real, developed human beings with reactions and opinions. Unfortunately, passive characters are far too common, especially when it comes to female characters. A lot of writers default to writing passive leading ladies or female love interests that get tossed around by the story, or worse, by the male characters. Women can't make decisions. Our little lady brains can't handle it. Please be aware of the message this sends to your readers. It lets them know that women aren't capable of being active participants in their own lives, and that's some bullshit. Is it okay to write any passive characters? If we're talking about your main cast, like the protagonist, antagonist, and supporting characters, then no. Is it okay for some decisions to be made for them? Absolutely. That's just a part of life. But they need to be able to make some decisions for themselves, or else they're not going to come off as entertaining or believable to the reader. However, if we look at background characters, people who rarely come up or have very little bearing on the plot, then it's okay for them to be passive. And again, please be aware of the message you're sending to readers. If you don't have a single active female character in your plot, then readers are gonna take notice and be pretty pissed, you big dick. So that's all I got for you today. A huge thank you to LAURINE for requesting this topic. If you'd like the chance to have a video dedicated to you, or if you want access to tons of other awards, check me out on Patreon. We've got an exclusive writing group. You get early access to videos. We've got a monthly live stream. There's signed merch. It's awesome. Now we've reached the end of this video. And you know what that means. It's time to unveil the winner of the book cover giveaway. One lucky son of a gun is walking away with $799 worth of credits to use toward a gold level book design contest over on 99 Designs, and the winner is this person. Please email me at authorjennamoreci@gmail.com in order to collect your prize. Congratulations, I am super excited for you. But wait, there's more! 99 Designs is offering a special discount to share just with you guys. If you're interested in connecting with graphic designers, you can get $20 off plus a free Power Pack upgrade for any 99 Designs contest you hold on their platform. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below. A huge thank you to 99 Designs for giving me this opportunity. Again, they are not paying for this video. We're just out here giving away free book covers because it's so much fun. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell. The Savior's Champion is available in ebook, paperback, hardback, signed hardback, as well as audiobook. If you are new to audiobooks, you can listen to TSC on Audible for free. I've got all of the info listed below. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course, you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!
This is Rondies. Why the fuck haven't you subscribed to Jenna's channel? Do you really want to face me? If you don't do it, you know what will happen. I'll rip out your tongue, torture you, then leave your rotten corpse out for the birds to feast on it. Now press the goddamn button. And the bell too.